Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, amazing, spectacular Propagandacast. With me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, heroes like defender of the fatherland. Your one and only certified source of comedy entertainment, off here to a 1v1 on Vilshanka. In the east it is Sillycat, fighting here for the Oberkommando West, Germany, Deutschland. Here with Grand Offensive featuring the Panzerverteidiger, smoke bombs, Infrastrukturgewehr 44, the Panzer Commander, and the Tiger Tank with infantry and Jaeger bullets. West and west it is Finndeed, Finland's finest. Fighting for America, freedom, democracy, here with the 3rd Armoured Division, featuring heavy cavalry with rifleman defensive structures, smoke barrages, rangers, combined arms, and of course the Pershing with the grenade range and infantry for a bit of punchy action there. Lots of panzers here for Sillycat, and as always a big hearty thanks to my paid supporters, these champions, these heroes who support the Propagandacast in its heroic efforts with their contributions. You too can pledge and page support, or you can donate via PayPal. And finally, comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. So double Panzerverteidiger versus double rifle squad. Sillycat here with the Führer Grenadier Brigade, one of 2 divisions on the Western Front to actually feature Panzerverteidiger. Well, brigades initially, and then of course later on they'd be upgraded to full divisions. Panzerverteidiger heading northwards, Sturmpionier heading southwards. Finndeed with the double rifle start. And probably going to see a 3rd one, though he could theoretically pull like a fast lieutenant or captain. Some American players do like that. The freedom to play a bit more aggressively. But no, 3rd rifle squad there for Finndeed. Got the Panzer standing and watching the centre, wondering what went wrong with their lives. 3rd Panzer squad there though for Sillycat. Sturmpanzer there done in the south. Bit of barbed as well there to make it a bit harder for Finndeed to set up shop there. In the far north, the small advance here, tank traps, barbed wire. Looking to prepare here for any sort of major engagements, though typically they don't happen up here, at least in my experience, but possibly Finndeed might have had a traumatizing experience with actually happening. It's like, you know, never again will I see thousands of men die in that tiny spot of the map. Rifle squad heading from the south here, looking to fit in the fuel point, standard stuff. Punches remaining static in the center, just, you know, wondering if someone forgot the radio. Ooh, got a deep flank here's laying out for something. I mean, Finndeed's definitely got big plans in the north. He's using the rearson as a bait, and there he goes, going to then, I guess, try and flank up through here. That's pretty sneaky. Well, not so sneaky that way, but still thinking now fairly nice setup here from Finndeed. Got the Panzers realising something's going on in the north, they're heading northwards. Meanwhile, in the south, Sillycat and Finndeed's force their clash as well over the southern victory point. But there you go, rearson's being flanked now, so we'll have Panzers inside the building. Down another unit flanking in here, and Finndeed, yeah, gonna go for the lieutenant. Panzers opening up the rifle squad, not getting a lot of damage here, and they will be beaten up close though. So that is not looking great there for Sillycat. They got another Panzer squad on the way there for them, for a total of 4, committing heavily to these mighty Panzerverteidiger, although soon to be mighty since they do scale a bit awkwardly in the early game, but once upgraded they become quite potent. Truck on the way there for Sillycat and the 7th rifle squad coming up there. North Panzer holding up here. Bit of skirmishing. Overall, just a lot of minor engagement between Finndeed and Sillycat. So far, nothing major. But there you go. Lieutenant Robson again going for deep flank. Finndeed definitely likes sticking to the side of the map here, which is definitely nice to see there. And of course, you have the Germans, in which case you're probably thinking it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Panzer here is the rifle squad, though. 2 squads there. Got another squad right here in the south. You've got the Sturmpionier versus the lieutenant. Again, lots of engagement, lots of small ones here that could easily escalate into something bigger if the time arrives for it. In the center here, though, troops under Sillycat's command are being overwhelmed by Finndeed's forces. Getting some damage in here and there, some hits, but nothing significant. We've got the battlefield headquarters going up there for Sillycat here. Panzer seems to be still beating up the rifle squad here. Lost. In the south, Sturmpionier being pushed back, and up north, the engagement remains in the balance here between Finndeed and Sillycat, though. It does seem like Sillycat is slowly gaining on it, but threat here towards the centre is going to force them to detach forces from the north track to respond to this threat. So, a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of action. Battlefield headquarters looking ready here for Mr. Sillycat, or Herr Sillycat. In the south is Sturmpionier being pushed out. Finndeed likely going to push here for some fast light vehicles. Got ambulance, got grenades actually. Oh my. Which of course then using the frank out bulletin of course means they are just a bit further away there to be thrown. Very good there. And of course also get access to the M23 smokescreen grenade there to further support the attacks and obfuscation against the enemy. But of course FC Finndeed makes use of the smoke grenades though. Back here, medics ready, troop reinforcing healing, still needs the mechanized battle group support that before upgrade the Panzerverlierer. And certainly is a priority here for Sillycat to get that upgrade going as soon as possible. Americans under the command of Finndeed swiftly seizing as much as they can here. But there you go. Got Sillycat, they're launching a counterattack. No hesitation there. For around north here in the centre, we've got the punch moving up there. So yeah, things are slightly cooling off now here though. We got Sillycat moving ahead here aggressively. Of course, need to spread out swiftly. He's also popping to the building in case there's anything else from Finndeed hiding there. He could have laid down some mines, I think, once he had time with the rifle school. They don't know. Sight in the south, 10% fuel point. Steady advancing. In the centre, the punch is holding up. And the mechanized command post there. Of course, getting out as many G for the defeated will be crucial for Sillycat. The faster the better, as it really provides a hell of a boost to the Panzerverlierer in terms of firepower, but also durability as they get access to the 6th sky as well. So it really is crucial just getting that going as fast as possible. And there you go, first squad with the upgrade. Can upgrade the second one now, so there's going to be 2 squads with it. And that's going to be quite an upgrade there for his men. It's going to be a bit more of a challenge for Finndeed. He will require some more firepower to deal with that. Though I imagine he's going to go for the Steward and probably consider some 50 cals as well. Fresh engagement happening in the south here. Fuel from that being harassed. Sturm Pioneer arriving, but Lieutenant will pop into the building and prove to be an annoyance here for Sillycat. That's going to take some time to clear out in the centre here, push back. Up north, both squads there heading southwards, and here in the centre, the punch being overwhelmed. Left himself, I think, too vulnerable there, and if Indeed see through this, easily exploits this. Well played there. We do finally get some defense, but there you go. Grenades from the attempt. Could see a wipe here, and close call there. I think there's a good chance here. And this is going to be extra painful for Sillycat because these will then have been recently upgraded punches. They got wiped, but no. Talk about lucky there. Almost got wiped, but narrowly avoided. But still, this is a great start from Indeed. He's just hammering away that Sillycat, hitting him hard, and just keeps on punching here, making it hard for Sillycat to stabilize and actually push back. Then he's almost got most of the map now, actually. He's going to have both fuel points, leaving Sillycat with only a tiny fraction of the map here. This is a great start indeed. Of course, the question is, can he maintain? He's not following up with 50 kills from Stewart here, so he's perhaps a bit too caught up. There he goes, Stewart, and a 50 kill on the way there, but could have had those out sooner. This could be a small window of opportunity for Sillycat to push back, though he will need some anti-tank weapons, because he's got no way of stopping that Stewart. Got the infantry for at least to have to deal with the infantry. That's a very nice thing there. Just sitting out there with the Panzerverlierer. For those wondering, a Panzerverlierer was basically just another name for Panzergrenadier. It's a slightly fancier title to indicate they were typically, seen as a bit better though with the Führergrenadier and Führerbegleit not so much necessarily. Initially, this title belonged to the men of the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadiers, but later, we'll see the name sort of sneak out here and there as well. Not to be confused with the Fusiliers, which were actually a sort of mixed reconnaissance elite infantry element in the German Infantry Division, and the Volksgrenadiers actually. They were typically a notch above there, sort of pulled multi-role there in that sense. Little fun fact. 50 cal on the way here, though, for Finndeed. Now the Steward is out. Sillycat, of course, will need a cannon for there. Or Panzer-6, but he's not going for those. He's going for more D for the free, so that will mean a Raketen for Sillycat. MD-44 going to be caught off guard here. Bit risky, but he's looking to respond to a massive infantry assault in the north here. Good lord. In the south, with the Sturmpart supporting minor assault here, perhaps the attack in the north is actually bait here to leave the southern fuel point open, in which case, well played by Finndeed. Thumbs up. So a lot of pressure on Sillycat wants more decisions to be made, and Finndeed, of course, is looking to make these decisions as hard as possible. Okay, from nowhere there for Mr. Sillycat. More to Finndeed. Excellent, excellent. Particularly on a map like this, small, short, but generally I like any map. I'll honestly recommend some artillery, but in particular on the smaller maps, like Vilshanka, mortar can be an absolute right pain in the posterior to deal with if it's well handled by the player in question. Moving up the tank traps here, once more. Sillycat will have to respond to that. In the north, he's based on watch. He's not quite keen engaging with Finndeed, and Finndeed's looking to exploit this lack of initiative as well there. Good, good. Here's the route in the south at least. 5th cal sitting up here. Mortar is ready. And weapon racks being out as well there. Further firepower there for Finndeed's men in the course of freedom. Now in the northeast assault going in, having abandoned the church there, it becomes a lot harder for Sillycat to maintain the defense here. Of course, not great against this either, but either way, though, he kind of made it hard for himself anyways. It makes it hard to defend here, so now Finndeed's looking to explore that. Excellent. More to joining to make things even tougher here for Sillycat. He's having some success. He could actually, I think, rush the mortar, which could give an opportunity to then cause further distress for Finndeed. But the question is, does he realise? Still, counter-attack in the south, he does seem to have effective. Finndeed is slightly caught off guard. For some reason, the rifles caught up, they got forgotten. Mistake there of Finndeed. Should definitely commit that to attack. Mortar there could be pushed down. The attempt almost wiped out there, but Sillycat not seizing the opportunity there. Stuart disengaging. Can soon upgrade his 4th Panzer squad, which is going to be quite uncomfortable there for Finndeed's men. But lots of upgrades, and there you go. BARs being handed out. The Browning automatic rifle. North here we got the Sturmpioneer vs. 2 Rifle squads here. Truck almost down there for Sillycat. He's looks to take up. Finndeed continues to maintain excellent map control. One slight critique here for Finndeed right now is though there's no mines. I mean, he's got really excellent map control. We've not seen a single mine. Obviously, going to stand running munitions for grenades, weapons, but honestly, sometimes just a single mine in the right place can really just make up for, easily the number of like multiple BARs because it can really just disrupt the entire flow of an attack. So, definitely feel like something that Finndeed wants to lay down some mines here and there. At least consider some sandbags. A lot of things that you can do with Rifle Squad thanks to the Rifle and Defensive Structures ability. But there you go, massive scale attack here. Well, not all 4, but all 3 of them committed. I thought there was a 4th one as well, but I guess that was basically in the centre. Still pushing forward here, 50 coming caught in a bad spot. Great attack here by Sillycat. Catches Finndeed off guard. He's got a bit perhaps too overconfident. And Sillycat ready to slap him to the ground in the name of Deutschland. Better pressuring here in the centre of the Panzer seizing the point here. Looking to exploit any openings there. One option now for Sillycat to consider trying to then go through here and then flank behind Finndeed's southern force or the northern force. But it all seems like he's just turned down, trying to prevent Finndeed from pushing straight ahead while he's waiting for this to get ready. That's all. North feet, ground the point there. And there you go, pushing for the car point. Not quite like flanking up behind, but still, it's a good disruptive move. And disruption should never be discounted. Shroud Panther quarters almost authorized there. Fights flak. Going for the fuel point instead of the car point. I think you should have gone for the car point and stuck to that one. Much faster to actually render neutral before the opponent hits in there. Which is exactly what we're seeing here. He's not even paying attention. Close one there, but yeah, he should have just stuck to the car point, to be honest. Feel like he got a bit too greedy with the fuel point. A bit too greedy. Mortifying away then, might be trying to snuff out the Schwer Panther cores. About to say, but looks like he's not firing at it. And Sillycat going for some artillery while also blowing up the tractor there. A Rachenschlepper Ost, which is a German tractor made for the conditions on the Eastern Front. Even more fun fact, they even made a self-propelled tank destroyer based off it. Which actually looked kind of funny. But there you go, Lightning gun almost done here for Sillycat and the German army. Rifle squad routed, bars blazing away there at the German infantry as Sillycat looking to turn the tides of war in the north here. Lightning gun almost done. We'll see if he follows up with the next. Guessing a Panther 4 here. He could try and stall for the Tiger, but that would obviously be a bit risky as for Finndeed. We'll see if he goes for next. Possibly a major. Yup. And we'll of course have to see if he then tries to stall for a Pershing heavy tank. Still on the fire here from the lieutenant and the center enemy third following up. He was the echelons. And further up north, fighting continues here as Sillycat is having a very slow time here breaking up Finndeed, and Finndeed is not making much progress rather than return. Still, this means could prove to be the tipping point here, but no, the punch is arriving here. Stops that from actually becoming a break. For the fact, Finndeed's force in the north break. Their morale unable to withstand these fresh reinforcements that Sillycat commits, and it's further here undermines the attack, and Finndeed is ultimately forced to cede the entire north here to Sillycat. And then another push here. Once more for somebody to go first for the carve point here, but still got a rational connect to get a wipe here. I think good chance of that, unless they all decide to reload at the wrong time or right time if indeed. South side, they're moving forwards. Whew, quite an intense match, really. Point ceased. And you for watching the centre. Fixing the sort of light chain there. We got the Craftsman just sort of watching the entire thing. So, will Finndeed commit to a Sherman tank here, or will he try to hold out for the Pershing versus Sillycat? And will Sillycat go straight for Panzerformolier, or will he go for something else instead? Those are the big questions here. But there you go, using smoke here from the Major himself to figure out the point, but there you go. Panzerformolier putting a stop to that. More to keep flying away there. Landed on there with 1 kill, excellent. Vilshanka needs to fall back soon before the Germans utterly annihilate him. So, looks like Finndeed is in fact planning a stall for the Pershing heavy tank, in which case, honestly, going for fuel cache could be an investment when he's floating that much manpower anyways. Kind of a bit risky though. But yeah, having a fuel cache I think would make it a bit easier for him to go for that Pershing. Panzer's routed here. As for Sillycat, can't go for the Panzerformolier now. Ooh, close to wipe here, but looks like Sillycat just got sufficiently lucky to avoid such an extinction event there for his Panzerformolier. Sturmpeony rushing forward here straight into a wall of bars that completely dismembered Ludwig there and sends the rest running in a panic. And like kind of they're being absolutely torn to shreds. The crew trying to push it through, but they're just trying too fast to ultimately get to safety before they all get exterminated. There we go. Panzerformolier, while Finndeed might be having plans for heavy tanks for primacy, Sillycat knows you need mediums first. Smoking as well to try and cover the retreat, but ultimately not on time. But I like the effort though. Thumbs up for that though. Arguably, we just used the smoke bomb's ability, wanted it faster. Oh no. Okay, so Finndeed it's not, I repeat, stalling for a Pershing. After all, he's in fact going for the Jackson tank destroyer. Possibly expecting a Tiger tank, or just want to like punch bigger holes in the Panda 4. Hard to say here, but again, he's not stalling for the Pershing, at least not right away, which I definitely say is the right choice. So he's still floating a lot of manpower, which I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, he could consider Ranger Squad. Fuel caches again could be a strong consideration as well, or even like another mortar, to be honest. Like double mortars could actually give Sillycat's infantry a bit of a rough case of heavy rain. But there you go, Panzerformolier out here for Sillycat and Deutschland, adding the Panzer Commander for added accuracy and the ability to call artillery. Very solid upgrade overall. Lord gains line of sight. Ooh, nice hit from Landford, almost off the entire Ralph squad. And there you go, M36 Jackson tanks right here for Finndeed and Freedom. Nice motion there. Fairly consistent smoke here by Sillycat, in fact. Thumbs up to that. Good hit by the Panther from the Jackson. Jackson, of course, not without teeth. Punches right back at the Panther 4. Panther Commander almost done. North a bit of stand up between Finndeed and Sillycat. Parts of the being hammered here with the Jackson tank destroyer. Ooh, straight for the cow point there. Water caught about spot and retreated. But 50 cal saves the day for Freedom. In the far north, the punch flying with Ralph squad. We've got a Ralph get off. He's straight in the midst of them, and they narrowly dodge it. The tree that does not make it. The few squirrels hiding in the top branches fall down to their deaths in a most dramatic manner. In the centre here, Panzer retreating past another squad advancing forwards. Panther 4 good to go once more now with the Panzer Commandant. North of Panzer is clashing up with Ralph squad here. The Kenworth shoots, hits a tombstone instead, and fails to hit the steward. South side could see a bit more action here. And Jackson wants me rolling out here for Freedom and Democracy. Good shot by the Panther 4 that reached through the front door of the church. Back at reinforcing healing. But up north, the Brush got bunch in the Panzer's line of fire. Sturmpeony nearby, and of course got the Panzerformolier. Round it. Ooh, close to wipe here, close to wipe. Jackson arrives, shoots, and whiffs. But Kenworth, though, does not. Another flank. I mean, I'd like to really commend here for some fairly consistent flanking through the car farm there. I mean, thumbs up to Sillycat for that. Really good there. And, you know, should tell Finndeed there's, you know, something he needs to do around here to make this a bit tougher for Sillycat to do. I mean, he's so far been lucky that Sillycat's not been able to get any wipes in Finndeed's, you know, forces like that. So he could, like, at worst, maybe you can consider, like, something like a fighting position, but he definitely should consider something there. Captain and entertainment for Finndeed. If he goes for a second one, that would definitely say that's going to be a sign he's going to stall for the Pershing. As for Sillycat, can soon go for another Panther 4, but he may also try and stall for the Tiger tank now. And again, lots of action here. Neither side really giving the other player much room for respite, much time to think. Panther 4 close bets into one.
Anti-tank gun, ready for action.
Jackson sitting out there. Good it from the Jackson, the Panther 4. Punches the captain. And Sillycat is the one coming to another artillery piece here. Adding up to a little battery here versus Finndeed. Not a bad idea at all. We'll have to, of course, have Finndeed response to that. Artillery threat. Panther 4 repairs once more. And the south. The Panzers is catching the tank there because the crew completely caught off guard with the German tank from the angle they're supposed to attack from. My god, the Germans, they're attacking us from that angle. Well, where were they all supposed to attack from? Well, the other one. From our base? Yeah. Why would they attack from our base? Well, you know, plot contrivances. Moving up and catching the Panzer off guard in the centre. And the mortar, we got the mortar there. In the north, I mean, we got the mortar pressing here. Sillycat's position there. Second knife gun has arrived. And the fifth gun sitting up in the centre. So he could go for another Panther 4 now. I mean, that would add a lot more pressure to Finndeed now. And honestly, I think it would be a great choice here for Sillycat. Of course, he may be stalling for the Tiger tank, which has gotten a lot more popular in Oberkommando circles as of late. Straight for Rajgol there and kills Lewis. In the south here, we find some engagement again here as Finndeed's southern region are being threatened by Sillycat, but there go contact with grenades. Proves to be quite the antidote here to a Panzer push. The center punch was the captain. We got grenades, one being exchanged. Got Sillyfire raining down here. Trees exploding, squirrels screaming in pain and agony as they're whisked away from this existence. Again, a nice hit here. And Finndeed again looks like he's stronger for the Pershing or another Jackson, I guess. 364 for 323. Panther being hold back for repairs. 5 killed veterans to 1. Need of a lot of assistance there. And a track there for Finndeed. That'll be the mechanized regiment. Question is, it's going to be a Tiger tank or no King Tiger? That does create some uncertainty on that one. Close call there for the Major, but he survives. The rest of his men, though, were sacrificed in the name of democracy. There you go. Third Schwerer Wehrmacht Schlepper out here for Sillycat. Stuart Strang from the north here. 5 kills, half into 2 artillery fire raining down the church here. The walls and roofs slowly getting way here to German artillery fire. We got a big force around here close to the car front this time. Finndeed's had enough. But the south now is wide open. I mean, a great push, time to push here for Sillycat, to be honest. You could easily make a ton of progress and actually start to defend Finndeed from an angle he's not ready for. Hell, he could defend to like just drive him to the base and say take out the ambulance. Because I think a lot of consideration here for Sillycat, but he's definitely starting to feel like he's setting up for something big as well, though. The mechanized regiment does make it a bit less clear as to what he's stalling for. Is it still the Tiger tank or is it the King Tiger? I just don't know. But Finndeed definitely is Pershing bound. His brain may tell him no, but his heart says Pershing. So we find the North Lieutenant getting absolutely blasted. Panther takes a great hit from the Jackson. The north side is slowly being eroded here by consistent attacks from Finndeed. The should of course bring the problem as well there. But Sillycat's not having this go down easy and is looking to pressure a bit as well, but without significant support. That's not going to happen. It's just like one Panzer squad is not going to clear all that out on his own with what Finndeed's got there. He needs the Panzer IV and some other troops to really, I think, push through there. Still, he's made good progress in the south at least. So there's that. More reinforcement healing. Very close to that Pershing. We're roughly a minute and a half in fact, I would probably say. As for Sillycat, again, there's just no clear view what he's going for. So we got the repair ponies ready here to provide vital assistance for his men. Oh, we've got the Sturm ponies with a Panzerschreck. I think Sillycat at this point is starting to, you know, deduce where things are going. He's probably sensing that a Pershing could be on the rise and thus adding some slightly more anti-tank essence there. Though again, the Sturm ponies with a Panzerschreck are just fairly nice in general. Fairly nice. Pumping northwards. Morton Fan really just hammering Finndeed's position in the north here. Morton Fat being the direct target. All the Germans who Sturm ponies fight to do it, and they miss. Mortar somehow survives another volley there from the lighter infantry shots, but its luck is about to run out, and there we go. Crew exterminated. The men have died. And this enemy MG-34 was Ralph squad suppressed, screaming for help. There is no mercy here. In the north, Panzers make a successful break, but the Jackson is moving in quickly to plug that gap alongside the Stuart light tank. He is moments away from the Pershing heavy tank. Panther for the half 8 of F-22. Mortar firing down the Ralph squad takes immediate losses. The 2 men down as 75 high explosive shells go off in the midst. Return though continue to pressure ahead here, going for line for guns, but there you go. Suffers the Ralph the Panther 4, which immediately kills the lieutenant and his best friend Gary. And there you go. Finndeed does finally get his tank destroyer out there. A surge of patriotism surging through Finndeed's very body. In the south, we've got us going with us on the victory point here. Sillycat very close to the Tiger tank, but again, is it the Tiger tank or is it the King Tiger? Which of the two here are within Sillycat's plans? Because he can't choose both. Panther fixed up, better 2 there, so good. Jordan watching the north. More to recruit there by some rear echelons. Oh, almost got the Panther squad here and does go down there in a blaze of glory. Great kill here for Finndeed's men. More pressure here. Panther got to go. We got the Panzers, the Sturm Pioneer charging. Good fight in the car one again. Where Finndeed once more has not got a lot of guns correct. But this time around the Cavalry position his forces to deal with such an assault. Pershing, Jackson forwards, backed up with the M1 anti-tank by the looks of it. Panther 4 diving deeper southwards. Rascal being caught, he could get a wipe there. Go Pershing shoots, misses. It's inaugural engagement there has not quite gone the way to hope for. And there go full retreat initiative. Pershing shoots and drops 2 Germans dead with a 90mm high explosive shell. Fun fact, there's actually a more experimental version of the Pershing known as the Super Pershing. We actually used more armor plate on, and I think a bigger gun, which actually saw, I think, 1 engagement there versus a King Tiger. That said, I think that was also the only one they bothered with, so it clearly had some flaws. Or at least wasn't quite as cost efficient. And he can't go for the Tiger tank, but it does look like he does want the King Tiger to set the Königstiger, the Tiger 2. Panther running northwards. More firing down up north here. We got the Stuarts still poking about in the south. Once more action has ceased to be. And there we go. Sillycat gun can go for the King Tiger. There we go. Königstiger gefechtsbereit. And in the Panzer Commander that one as well. More still firing down. Oh, actually a smoke shot on the 50 cal. Not bad, not bad. Thumbs up there to Sillycat. We got 344 to 243. Sturm has run through the smoke. Okay, Lancer hit, I think. A lot of action here. Bit of a tug of war with the centre now between Finndeed and Sillycat. King Tiger advances now. Panzer Commander's almost done. Further fighting centre here. Panzer return towards it there as well. Up north he stood capturing about there. King Tiger racing straight through. Entertain there. Takes an immediate hit there, but gets a good hit return on the King Tiger. Gains veterans to 1. But could go up with the King Tiger. No, shot misses. Pershing forward there. Bounce off the King Tiger's armour. Jackson moving forwards as well. So throwing down the Panzer, murdering their Fritz and Reinhardt.
We lost a gun crew.
And mortar crew once more exterminated here by German artillery. We got Veteran 3 and we got Veteran 2. Pershing flanks, bounces off the King Tiger's armour. May want to pop the HVAC rounds, gaining Veteran 2 though. Shot whiffed in the south here, pushing for the sun point, but there goes straight into the Pershing, and Reinhardt Jr. gets blown to bits there. So without it, kind of shoots, misses the Pershing. Lot back and forth here. Neither side is really making much traction, but again, that's most because they're sort of assaulting just small scale attacks. They're not like looking to make a big push. Admittedly, it is a bit tougher here on a map like Vilshanka to make big pushes because there's not a lot of map to push into. Like, ultimately, like once he's breaking through the line, it's like, he's right at the base. So it's difficult here for like, either Finndeed or Sillycat to really make those big engagements, those big pushes. It's not impossible, but, it does become a bit tough just due to the lack of maneuverability. Jackson firing 9 kills, for suspensions 1. Mortar's not recruit with Finndeed. Guess he doesn't want to play with that anymore. And smoke bombs here from Sillycat. Thumbs up. Captain Mill being mauled by the Königstiger. Jackson lands a hit there once more. We got still Veteran 2 there. No HVAC rounds. Another shot there. Pershing remains in the defensive here for Finndeed. Just blasting apart. Sillycat's infantry tried to get their hands on the centre victory point. And retreat it. Panther Woman fixed up. King Tiger being fixed up. And those light guns just keep bombarding. They keep firing. Far up north, the steward, Lieutenant Jackson, Ralph's caught them in hit, but they're caught by the MD-34 and the King Tiger, proving to be a kill zone there. We go grenade up from the Panzer steward, also murdering away there. South side still not seeing a lot of action here. Neither from, Sillycat trying to grab him, east from Finndeed to try and threaten the fuel pond, of course, with the Schwer Panzer quarters is. That's going to be tough. Unit wiped here, though. Great kill there for Sillycat. The lieutenant has finally expired. His heroic example shall be a beacon for future American soldiers. Until it's replaced by, I don't know, Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Air comes from the Major, very good. Pershing wing out here. Got quite a bit of munitions floating and still no mines from Finndeed, though. I really feel like that's increasingly an oversight here by him against Sillycat. No mines. Jackson Pershing there, great. Punching some great big holes in the King Tiger's frontal armour. Troops sitting out here for Finndeed. Large squad catching the Panzer for the King Tiger forwards here. Captain though being mauled in return. Pershing headed slowly. Panzer here being blasted, obliterated. But sadly, Finndeed is not making fast progress with Sillycat. Is at least making some minor gains, though at a fairly high price. Victory point going to be very close, 246 to 239. Smokes from off here against the support weapons and the Pershing, not bad. But there definitely, I think, needs to be like some slightly more aggressive attempts from either side to like make a breakthrough here. King Tiger, that's very close versus one here. Large squad, 50 cal advance in northern victory point, hoping for no gems to be there. And so they're like, there aren't. The gems are all more or less centered now around the center. Panther southwards, looking to exploit nuke gaps here from D. That's really good. Thumbs up to Sillycat. And the mortar's caught in a really bad position. He's caught at the front line with nothing in front of it. So Finndeed obviously makes the right decision, just gets out there before it gets turned into cannon fodder for the Germans. Almost got the King Tiger fixed up. 14 kills, very close to Veterans 1, supremely close. Pershing the half 8 to Veterans 2. In fact, it's much more than that. In fact, it might be 2/3 towards Veterans 2. Fired with Jackson fires with the King Tiger, punching through the frontal armour. North, now the largest scale assault here as Sillycat launches in. Numerous squads hit, grenades being unleashed, and Finndeed without any support there has just to back off or just waste manpower. Obviously, he's good place, not going to waste manpower on a pointless endeavour like that. Panther 4 gaining Veteran 3 there. Excellent bonus there with increased mobility and rate of fire. Looking through the south. Johnson watch over the centre. King Tiger being fixed up.
Send your order. Crew ready.
Close to Veteran 3 there. Only Jackson tank destroyer. Königstiger slowly creeping ahead here. Panther 4 remaining in reserve by the looks of it. In the south there, got King Tiger strikes lines here. Finndeed's forces caught not quite prepared for this, for nothing to really screen the anti-tank. For example, the King Tiger just more or less drive up to him, begin blasting away. This is pretty bad for Finndeed. Jax Pershing shoots whiffs, and tank through they exterminated by the King Tiger. Could actually move to destroy, it's actually calling an artillery to destroy it. Excellent, thumbs up there to him. And the steward is down here. Double whammy there on Finndeed. Lost the anti-tank gun, the crew, and the steward. Up north though, Jackson making progress at gaining the ace. Little Panther 4 being pursued here as Finndeed's having none of this. He wants vengeance. Bazooka team round squad falling up. He almost got the Panther 4. One more shot, and gets the Panther 4. A stinging blow here to Sillycat. But almost got the Jackson with the King Tiger running north. Seems to get the Jacksons to safety. Infantry also retreating. Pershing to try and assist. There you go. Nose dies here. Punch the spotted for the King Tiger line to knock it out there. Excellent kill here for Sillycat. Makes up loss for the Panther 4 there. Pershing being pushed back. Got 246 for 188. Sillycat surges forwards for Deutschland. And could destroy the mortar here. There we go. Wrecks it. Indeed, in a slightly tight spot, need more armour out. In the south feed, troops falling back as well. They should realise they're in an extended position, and if they stick around for too long at the wrong place, they could get destroyed. Sandbag shattered.
Armor ready.
Königstiger setting out. King Tiger was the captain, pushing back. Up north, troops holding out here.
Ready.
50 got pushed back, and south of the Panzerflieger.
We're losing a capture point. All done over here.
Swinging northwards. Indeed, the situation remains a lot more pressure now. Here, a Sillycat. There you go, Pershing has the King Tiger here, but Indeed is quite short on anti-tank weapons. Definitely makes the King Tiger a lot more hazardous. Oh, bother. He just lost his rear echelons. He just got wiped. I mean, he has no way of repaying the Pershing at the moment. That is a real problem there for Indeed. Great here for Sillycat. We just go for like Panther 4s now. We could even like go for a Panther if we wanted to. Not that would really do him much. He is going for the Panther though. He is going for it. Between the King Tiger, but that really just left Finndeed in the dirt with that Vietnam squad kill. He's already like under so much pressure in a lot of other ways, and trying to like go for reasons just to make sure his Pershing works is gonna really make things awkward for Finndeed.
Armor here. Hey, send your orders.
Never mind having to explain to the reasons how the Pershing got that big fat coat of red paint they have to remove. Yeah, someone thought that painting it red would make it look cool. This doesn't look like red paint, sir. It looks like blood. No, it's paint. Trust me, it's paint.
Armor ready.
Now the Jackson for Indeed. Panthers almost done here for Sillycat and Deutschland. Got 246, 126. Now that the victory point distance between the two is definitely widening. The gap is growing. It's increasingly becoming a yawning abyss. Let's get to envelop Finndeed in its darkness. There you go, Panther. Persian engaged with the King Tiger head on. Finndeed quick back up. There you go, grenade exchange here. And then neither wanted the other's gift. How rude. But there you go. M36 Jackson tank ready for Finndeed. Freedom, democracy. Up north, punch receiving the point. We got the Jackson holding back here for Finndeed. The King Tiger that under Sillycat's command advances in a anything but silly manner. Shoots, and there you go. Obliterates Carl. And far up north there, Panther strikes. Panther command on knife on that one. I think she's actually, well, I mean, it works on a Panther by, allowing it to make use of its range better, so obviously that's great. Of course, the pin on machine would have helped a lot more versus infantry, so there's more of an actual trade-off there, I think. "27 kills on the King Tiger so far. That is indeed pretty good for a kill tally. Indeed, I think trying to figure out his next move here versus Sillycat, but he's struggling here to come up with the right maneuver. Captain charging forward, but so his men have mostly died, and he's forced to retreat here. 50 go firing away here, getting smoked up. Very good in the north here. Push going forward to the Sturmpfenius, spearheading the way. King Tiger can mag up. I want to get the Panther in this role. I'm guessing he's a bit preoccupied with something else, Mr. Panther. Yes, being repaired. 246 was 87. Pressure for Finndeed increases. Mortar throwing down there, grenades being exchanged with more perhaps. No exchange, just a direct gift here from Finndeed. The King of the Pershing. Large corp being mauled. Pershing getting damaged significantly. Jack's rushing forward, looking to exploit any potential opening. There's just none to be found here versus Sillycat at this point. There's nothing fun there. Got Panzer chatting forward, going to head off an anti-tank rifle here using the spin ability. 2 thumbs up. King Tiger pushing ahead here. Koenig taking advantage, but there you go. Stop by the grenade here from some of Finndeed's forces. But there you go. Pershing with the damage engine. The anti-tank rifle getting opened off, and there you go. We get combined down, but it's just too little too late for Finndeed. And the Pershing is now a smouldering ruin of steel, scrap, and democracy. King Tiger meanwhile is close to vetting free here. Got 246 versus 71. Situation with the 3rd Armoured Division, I would say, is collapsing at a fairly rapid pace now. More shots being exchanged. In the south, you've got the Panthers moving forwards. 63 to 246. And there you go. GG, game over. Loss of Finndeed. A victory for Sillycat. A victory for Deutschland. Nice handling on the King Tiger. I mean, Finndeed, I say, had a pretty good overall start here, but just, I think, failed to capitalize on it with the mines against Sillycat. And I also think the stall for the Pershing was a mistake. I think you just pushed for more medium armor and maybe a bit more artillery. I think they've been working much better out there from Finndeed. Plus, a lack of smoke, I think a lot of times also made it easier for Sillycat to defend against Finndeed's attack, but also made it harder for Finndeed, I think, to break up some of Sillycat's attacks. So I think there's some room for improvement there. But overall, it's an exciting match. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, all that. This is Impelling Cheers. Thank you for watching. Episode 1 again for a nice episode. Bye.